Hello and welcome to Frugal Over 50. I'm Amy and I'm happy to welcome you here to my channel where we talk about everything related to frugality, minimalism, and intentional living, especially aimed at the needs of the mature woman. If you found us here for the first time, welcome. I hope that you enjoy this kind of content and that you will be interested enough to consider subscribing. Today's video is all about very minimal and slightly frugal skincare, which is all part of the intentional living game. So I'm trying to check all three of my boxes today: frugality, minimalism, and intentional living. When we get to be in our 40s, 50s, 60s, and beyond, we may become interested in skincare, even if we weren't before. Before I turned about 49 or 50, I didn't care about skincare. I occasionally wore sunscreen. That was it. I just didn't care. And then suddenly when I turned about 50, I got very interested and I started watching my favorite YouTuber of all time, Angie, over at Hot and Flashy. Oh my gosh, I love her so much. She is neither frugal nor minimal, but wow, is her channel intentional. And she's been a huge inspiration to me. Now, if I used everything that Angie uses, I would not consider myself to be frugal or minimal for my particular lifestyle. But I appreciate all of her product reviews and her science-y reports because that has helped me to really drill down on what's important to me, and so that when I go shopping for skincare, which is suddenly very important to me, I can find what I really want and what I really need. If you are interested in skincare and if you have a routine that you like, that you consider to be frugal, minimal, or even just intentional, put it down below. I'm curious about it. Whether it's something as simple as I sleep 9 hours a night no matter what, or as complicated as here's an attachment with my page of supplements, anything in between, it's all welcome. Now, I want to start with how I get clean. As I mentioned, used to just use whatever was cheapest, whatever was in the shower dish, and it was fine. And as I got into my 50s, I noticed that my skin, which had always been extraordinarily oily, suddenly got a bit drier. And so I started sort of shopping around. I don't personally enjoy using bottled body washes. That's a big thing. That's a huge market for it. I know some people would never consider bathing without them, but I don't like them. I've never really found one that I liked. So being a soap girl, I was like, well, what can I do that will give me that sort of soap feeling, which I'm familiar with, but also be a bit more moisturizing? And what I came up with was the good old Dove bar, and this is the sensitive skin bar. So it is unscented, and I like it a lot. I can get it at Target for pretty cheap. Target has their own version of this. If you want to get even cheaper, it's about $3 less for the same packet of 9 or 10. I don't like the smell of the Target one, so I pay a little bit more and get this one. Lasts for months, used for the whole family, fantastic. Now, the cornerstone of my skincare is something I learned from Angie over at Hot and Flashy. It's a product called Curology. Curology is a subscription service, which might not seem to be either frugal or minimal, but stay tuned. When I got to be 50, I really got interested in tretinoin, which is the name for the brand Retin-A. Tretinoin is the name of the drug. It's a vitamin A product that is only available by prescription. And if you go to your doctor, you can say, I would like some tretinoin for my skin, for my aging skin, and they'll give you a prescription. You could take it to the pharmacy, but your insurance may not cover it, and it's really expensive. Curology, I have the box here, is a monthly subscription service, just under $25 for the month. They send you a box and they customize a product for you. They have medical professionals who are licensed and certified to do an intake on you online, and then they provide you with skincare that is appropriate for your needs. So they serve everybody from the teenage acne population to the Retin-A for wrinkles population. When you open your box, you get this, and then there's a little card telling you what to do, and inside is the little dispenser. And you have an ingredients list, Mine has 3 ingredients and that's it. It has retin-A, or tretinoin, it has niacinamide, and it has azelaic acid. Those 3 elements, and that's all that is in here as the active ingredients, that is. Now, I really like using retin-A products. I had used over-the-counter retin-A products before I started using Curology. I'll put this down for a minute. And once I got into using vitamin A products on my skin, I realized that my skin likes them very much. It makes my skin brighter, fresher, it renews the skin cell turnover. I like it a whole lot, but I didn't want to spend the money to go to the doctor, go to the pharmacist, wrangle with the insurance company, and pay a bunch of money. So I just wasn't going to do the prescription tretinoin. So when an opportunity to try Curology came along, I jumped at it and I haven't looked back. They start you at a very, very minimal strength because it's strong stuff. And I'm on my about 3rd level of this, and I'll just keep going as my skin adapts. I love it. And if you're interested in it, you can do a 30-day free trial. I'll link it below. It's not a product that I get any reimbursement for recommending. Anybody can get the 30-day trial. If you had been interested in trying tretinoin, I think it's a great way to give it a 30-day try and just see what you think, because it's free. If you're not interested, but you'd like vitamin A products, there are plenty in the stores that are not as strong, and so your skin can maybe adapt a little better. I really like what it does for me. Now, one of the things that I mentioned in my soap to Dove transition is that my skin, which had always been super oily, has gotten drier. I could never use moisturizer. Never in my life. Moisturizer was like the enemy. And suddenly, I have to use it twice a day. So the one that I have used for the last several years and that I dearly love is the CeraVe PM Facial Moisturizing Lotion. CeraVe PM just means it doesn't have sunscreen in it, because I'm going to use it night and morning. And I just use 2 or 3 pumps of this, spread it on my face, hands, backs, hands, elbows, that kind of thing. And it's nice and moisturizing without being greasy. My skin really likes it, and it seems to improve the quality of my skin as well. All right, I'm going to do prices on these right at the end so you can see about how much I'm spending per month on skincare. For some of you, my price point is probably very high. For some of you, it might be reasonable. Others, it will be really low. It just depends on what your priorities are, what your finances are. Now, if you're going to use any product containing vitamin A, you're going to want to use sunscreen, because one of the effects is that it makes the surface layer of your skin a bit more sensitive to the sun. Also, I live in the tropics, as you can tell from all the bright light. This is inside. Inside my house is this bright. So one of the very first things I do every morning when I get up is I put this product, which is a number 50 sunscreen of my choice. This happens to be a cheap one that I happen to like. I've used it for years. And I just put it on every inch of skin that is exposed to the sun. And again, I'm sitting around lots of windows, and even inside, I need number 50 sunscreen. So this goes on every morning. So what that means is that when I go to bathe or shower, I use the Dove Sensitive Skin bar all the way down, all the way up. And then morning and night, I use the lotion on my face. I'm looking at my screen here instead of you, so I make sure I show you the right thing. I use sunscreen in the morning, and I use my Curology product, which I've got down here waiting for you, at night. So it's Dove body wash, moisturizer, Curology, and then in the morning, moisturizer and sunscreen. For me, this is the perfect match of frugal, minimal, and intentional, because it does some really fancy things for my skin, which I dearly, dearly love. Before I started using a skincare routine, I really felt like I was aging faster than I felt inside, and I didn't like that. Now, I don't feel like that. I feel like my outside age look matches how I feel inside, and I like that a lot. Now, my price point on this. I think the last time I picked up this soap at Target, it was about $9 for, I don't know how many bars, 12 bars? I don't know. I just pick it up, put it in the cart. It's really cheap. The lotion that I use, the CeraVe, this really varies in price. I've gotten it as cheap as $12, as expensive as $18. So let's say $15, and it lasts me, say, 2.5 months. So let's say it's about $5 a month for that. The sunscreen that I use, this Hawaiian Tropic, obviously not a pricey product. It's about $9, lasts me about 3 months. So say $3.50 to $4 per month for saying I'm using a whole lot of it. So then the Curology, this one again is $24.90 per month, and so say $25. So every month I'm spending about $35 on skincare. Now that is $35 per month more than I ever used to spend until I hit 50. So from that standpoint, I have gone from $0 per month to $35 a month on skincare, and that's a huge jump. On the other hand, when I look at what is out there and available and promoted actively to women like me and women at my age group, it's really frugal. What I like about it best is that it's quite minimal. I can do 2 steps in the morning, 2 steps at night, and then I know that I'm washing my face and body with something that my skin likes, and I feel like I get maximum bang for my buck. Now, if I were going to cut anything out, I would probably just try swapping out different products for cheaper versions of themselves and look for the same ingredients elsewhere. The one thing that would be the hardest to replicate would be the Curology tretinoin. It's really the cheapest way that I have found to get that particular product. And I would just have to cut it out and go to an over-the-counter retinol, which is a bit of a different animal. It doesn't work quite as well for me. I really like my very minimal, semi-frugal, and incredibly intentional skincare routine. If you have one, again, that you'd like to share, I'd love to hear it. And it may be just splash water on my face every morning. That's fine. I did that for years and years, and it also worked great. But if you're looking for a way to be minimal and frugal with your skincare routine, and you're tired of being bombarded with all of these young beauty YouTubers, and even the older ones, talking about pages and pages of outlines and handouts of skincare routines, maybe give something like this a try. 2 steps in the morning, 2 steps at night, you're done. And I really love the results. Well, if you have enjoyed this video, if you like to talk about frugality, minimalism, and intentional living for the mature woman, I hope that you'll subscribe, give this particular video a like, and click the little notification bell so you get notified first of new videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.